Hey, what's up guys, I'm Torn and welcome back to Victoria 3 as we're playing as Japan. So we've got a bunch of stuff constructing here guys, that'll keep them busy for quite some time, and after we get through all this stuff, the next plan is to start working on our military industry. So we're going to need to change up our production methods, start researching military techs of course as well, and then build up a military industry which we don't have at all currently. So I did want to swing through some of our states up close, kind of show how things have changed since we first started the game and we looked at all this. It is going to kind of be kind of stuttery graphic issues here. I notice whenever you're real close, it does kind of have that look. But yeah, you can see the trains moving throughout our territory. Of course, the urban centers are larger than they were before. Yeah, look at that. Edo is particularly growing. But yeah, let's see all this. It's very urbanized throughout here. Yeah, just overall, quite a bit more urbanized than it used to be. And I think one of the biggest changes has been over here in Kyushu. I mean, look at how urbanized they are compared to when we first started and all that construction that we've done, particularly when it comes to, I mean, look at all the farming throughout here. So yeah, very much more urbanized than we were when we started the game, as you'd expect. So we're going to continue seeing this Raising Concerns event as we industrialize. That'll help make the industrialists more powerful, also irritating off the other interest groups, irritating them. And let's go with, I think I'd rather have a higher success chance and then wait a little bit longer. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Either way though, that politician dies, leader of the industrialists, so hopefully they got somebody better. Suppose we could take a look and see who they currently have here. See what traits he has. He's persistence and a traditionalist commander. Okay, so I mean, overall, that's a negative. Yeah, clearly a negative for the interest group, so not a good thing that the last one died, though I'm not entirely sure who the last guy was, so maybe he was worse than that, I don't know. And we have an event about the Great Molasses Flood. A storage tank full to the brim with molasses intended for rum distillation has burst, flooding the streets of Nagoya's commercial center, killing dozens and injuring hundreds of bystanders. So let's go with, yeah, we'll just go with this one. Since radicals isn't a huge issue here, and we certainly don't want to ruin the throughput of Chubu, considering the fact that that's our only industry for groceries. So it would be very much a negative. So we are in the negative. I'm not too worried about it, guys, with the 3.04 million gold reserves, and also the fact that as we build up our economy, it's going to skyrocket the amount of money that we're earning. And this is going to help too. That takes taxation capacity. I forgot we were getting that. So that's going to be big. Now look at the unrealized taxes. Only 7.33 thousand. So we might not even need some of these that we built, though we still do need the bureaucracy, so there is that. And I guess we should get this tech selected here. We want the authority. So we're going to work on that next 4 years to get that completed, and then we'll start working on the military techs. Unless there's something we really want in production. We'll take a look. Yeah, I think it's going to be military techs is what we work on next. Now I'm surprised. Are we paying for anything here? No, not really. Because, yeah, I want to get more industry here, guys. I think that would be wise if we stepped up our industry. Let's actually go ahead and do 4 more levels here. I know it'll put us in the negative, but that's okay. Because, yeah, it's really just a focus on the economy now, just trying to skyrocket that GDP. And we did get the improved fertilizers. Do we want to make use of that? Yeah, sure, why not? I know we don't need the grains. Let me just take a look before we do this, what the cost of fertilizer is right now. I assume it's pretty cheap, though. Yeah, it's pretty cheap. I bet grain's really cheap, too. It is. Okay, so, yeah, there's some concerns with that, but, yeah, I think it's fine. Let's just go ahead and change it up anyways. That's the food industries, which we still don't have the necessary sugar for that. So let's go with the improved fertilizers here. And what we could do is produce less explosives. If those are really cheap, let me just take a look. Yeah, explosives are cheap, so what we could do is make explosives more expensive to try and make up for some of this. Of course, that will have its own impacts as well. But yeah, we're going to have to do something here. course, that makes fertilizer even cheaper, but one of the problems here is that we haven't changed over the farms yet. So doing this in our rice farms should result in the fertilizers being worth more. Though it wasn't very profitable for our rice farms, was it? That looks like it might have just changed there just a moment ago. Now, unfortunately, the Shogun is actually getting more powerful. I'm not entirely sure why. Clearly something we're doing has been making the Shogun more powerful. Let's take a look at all of our ownerships. Now, I don't think there's any that we haven't yet changed. Could do this to get more capitalists, I suppose. Huh. Let's go into here. Yeah, we'll get to the publicly traded there, but I'm not entirely sure what the issue is. Law enforcement has been increased level 3, education level 2, social banditry. The people of Kanto tell the story of a highwayman who robs from the rich and gives to the poor. The legend is spreading quickly throughout the Japanese shogunate, damaging support for the per capita taxation law. So we can hunt down the bandits. Only a 33% chance of success here. Or the police will make an example of the bandit, 50% chance of success. Or attempt to relieve the poverty in Kanto. Yeah, we're not going to do that one. Yeah, I think we're going to do the 50% chance. Of course, that does mean you have a 50% chance of the worst option as well, because there's no middle option here. But yeah, we'll go with that. And looks like we got something here that we don't care about. So let's go and declare our neutrality. We're at 19.1% chance of success here, since we did fail in that. So negative 10% now at this point. So it seems like we alternate in our videos whether we have success with laws or not. So like one video we'll have success with laws, and then the next video we won't. That's the way it seems anyway. I'm just imagining it, but seems to be the case. So we're constructing a lot more now at once, and that's the reason why we are losing so much money here. Again, I'm not too worried about it because of the current gold reserves, and eventually it'll pay for itself. So let me just take a look at our current GDP compared to the rest of the world. We're doing fantastic. We are number 5. Behind Britain, with their 117 million GDP, Austria is actually at the top. Well, look at that. Now, do we want to go with the reinforced wooden ships in the shipyards? We'll want to take a look and see how the Clippers prices are. I assume that they're not great. Look at this, guys. The interest group situation is getting worse. I mean, the Shogun's now dropped Power 2. Looks like the samurai have benefited. The peasants have also got more powerful, but yeah, it's reducing both the industrialists and the shogunate. Yeah, this is a problem, guys. And watch the industrialists lose their powerful rank the moment they go below 20%. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, obviously we're increasing the peasants' power, but the samurai, I'm a little surprised with that. They're getting this powerful. Okay, well, it is what it is. I mean, as we build up more on these industries, that should result in the industrialists get more powerful. I'm just very surprised with the situation. I'm not entirely sure what it's from. Are you standard living or literacy or something? You know, I'm not entirely sure. Like, if certain pops are getting richer or whatever. There's a lot of factors that could play a role there. I'm just surprised with the Shogun, you know, gaining power and the industrialists losing it, though, considering how much we've been building here. Because, yeah, it wasn't from the administrative centers. Because, yeah, it's not, they don't really support the landed class. So I'm not entirely sure. But clearly, it will not be in the mid-1880s that we'll get this done. It's going to be more like the 1890, sometime around then, that we'll actually finally be able to do it. And now we get the per capita taxation done. Excellent. So that's a ton of money. So that'll be very helpful for us. But yeah, just looking at the GDP, guys, you can see that we are doing absolutely fantastic. Austria is up at the top there. China's next. Then the British Raj, and then Great Britain. But we are above France, Russia, United States, Prussia, Italy, Spain. Yeah, we are doing excellent when it comes to GDP. Very, very nice, guys. We have really been industrializing hardcore. All right, so we need to get another law established. So we might want to wait again until, well, it's really not too bad. Yeah, it's really not too bad. But we did lose legitimacy as well, unfortunately. Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and start working on the isolationism, guys. Let's go ahead and do it. Now, we could also do the private health insurance if we just wanted to get the industrialists happier. They're already really happy, though. And, of course, it's going to help our pops. We just don't have the bureaucracy for it right now. Yeah, there's nothing here that's increasing anybody's clout. So it's not from this. Yeah, I'm just not entirely sure why the cloud is changing so much. But let's go ahead and go over to protectionism, which will irritate the shogun, while making the industrialists, the bourgeoisie, and the trade unions happy. All right, so we'll switch over to that. That'll take us some time at this 19%, or maybe we'll get it done right away. Oh, and it looks like we had a volcano eruption. An eruption of unprecedented records has utterly destroyed the lives of many in the state of Chugoku. The explosion could be heard from hundreds of miles away, and anything that had the ill fate of surrounding the mountain was immediately destroyed. So 40% devastation, or we could spend a stupid amount of money to half that devastation. For 5 years. Jeez. Yeah, we're not doing that. There's a chance that a famine will occur in the upcoming months. Unfortunately, we're going to have to go with that. Alright, so that's a shame. People are suffering. But we could not afford 5 years of that much money. I mean, I guess we could. We'd have to increase taxes, though, so it would end up affecting the entire country. But maybe everybody would be willing to invest in helping out one state that's currently dealing with such a natural disaster. But we did not do that, obviously. So we're currently in the positive here. But I'm not going to step up the production any further, guys, because, yeah, I think this is fluctuating too much. And we've gone through a lot of our gold reserves, about half at this point. We're at 5-point-something million at one point. So, yeah, we've already burned off about half of it. So, yeah, even if it goes farther in the positive, I think we're going to keep it as is for now, guys. I think this is a good rate for where we're currently at. And you can already see that we are climbing well above the AI. So, yeah, not really an issue. Now, we're almost done with all this construction, which we had a lot set up to build, but it does look like we are needing other things. Yeah, that's clearly a problem. So we're going to need to go back on there to try and get the explosives back down. The hardwood, how are we doing on the wood? Okay, so yeah, we could go ahead and do something for the hardwood. Let's go ahead and get more logging camps constructed. And we're just going to go all the way up over here. I think that's still where we have the hardwood. And we might want to change up other locations of hardwood as well. And it seems that some of our issues here might not be accurate because the market access is a problem in several locations with all this building that we've done. So let's go ahead and tick up these to the top here. Build there. Though that's probably being caused by the devastation. And then we're going to get one more going here. Yeah, and what about over here? I guess we haven't really been building in the north here. Could build one there, though. Alright, so we'll work on that first. Deal with those infrastructure issues. Remember, we're not doing anything about the coffee, and we already got protectionism passed. That was really quick. Alright, so that worked out well. We can now finally trade. Our market is open, and so not only can we trade, but people can trade with us. So our market is going to see some rapid changes here, guys. Well, let's go and take advantage of this now, though. Do we have the convoys? I guess that's the question. We should probably get these changed up, shouldn't we? We want to change these over to the reinforced wooden ships because we'll be using more clippers. And then we're going to want to change up all of our ports to cargo ports. That'll also result in them giving us some infrastructure. And then convoys, lots and lots of convoys. Now it says we won't have the qualifications just because a lot of these ports are in islands. But yeah, they'll solve it. They'll figure it out. So changing that will give us the much needed convoys for trade. Now remember, trading does cost us some bureaucracy. It's a good thing that we have a little bit of excess bureaucracy here. So yeah, let's go ahead and set up some trade routes. Probably for grain. But we could also trade for stuff that we've had trouble getting, like sugar. I think we will go ahead and trade for sugar, so start a new import route here. And we'll do it with the British market. So that'll get us some much needed sugar. As far as other things we need to bring into the market, I don't think there's anything. I think it's just getting stuff out of our market that's just too cheap. I think clippers will rise in price, so we won't do anything about that. Meats, we could do something about that though. Trade that away. Definitely want to do the grain though, so let's go and start an export market somewhere where this will be more profitable. And I think Austria would be a good location. How much do we have in excess? Quite a bit, guys. So we'll also trade with Britain. And so yeah, that'll help out with the prices. And is there anything else we might want to trade away? Perhaps the meat. Yeah, I could do that. Grain prices should get a lot better, but we'll have to let those grow. That'll take time. Could trade away the porcelain. Let me see where glass is at. I mean, glass is pretty cheap, so you probably won't be building that anytime, so I don't think we're going to trade that away. You can see everybody's already trading for engines. So engines are going to get more expensive. I mean, just a lot of things are going to be changing as people trade. And hardwood is now finally an issue where we actually do want to make some adjustments to the logging camps. Probably make this one a hardwood production center. And we'll see where we stand. All right, so pretty good. So bringing in that sugar, bringing the price down that way. Again, just got to give them time to grow the market. And I'm not sure about the meat, though. I think keeping meat cheap would be beneficial, actually. So I think we're pretty good so far. We got 15 things building right now. We almost had a revolution. Looks like it's ticking down some. I just completely missed it. Was it over this land-based taxation? Because we're not passing anything. Maybe it was from the law we were passing. Maybe I just completely missed it. We almost had a revolution. We had that 27%. Okay. Looks like we're all right for right now, though. Now, we don't want to do this here. We're going to do this one. We'll just have to take the radicals. The samurai and bourgeoisie would be more happy, though. Yeah, I'm surprised I missed that. We had too much going on over here, so I just didn't even see it. We're not currently passing any laws. Is there anything we'd like to work on right now? I think the private health insurance would be a good thing to get. Could also do the poor laws, so that would irritate the shogun and radicalize them, and we've already seen that we almost faced revolution there, so probably not wise to do that. So yeah, I think we're going to go with the private health insurance, guys. So we'll have private health insurance and public schools. And again, probably going to stay where we're at on construction for now. If we get the gold reserves up higher, then we'll make an adjustment there. Yeah, I think we're currently good. Do we want to do anything with our institutions, though? We can't go any higher in education right now. That's not an option, but we could do higher on the law enforcement and maybe even on the home affairs. We've seen how, we might want to do that just for the suppression impact. And you know what? Let's also go higher in law enforcement, and we're just going to build. I know that we're currently building some of these government administration buildings, but yeah, we're clearly going to need more of those. And okay, this is the one about the canned food. We're probably just going to take the hit for the samurai approval rating because they're pretty loyal to us. So not really an issue. Oh yes, that's right. We were going to build more government administration buildings. Let me take a look and see if we need anything for innovation. No, not really. So yeah, we'll just build these up. Though we should probably take a look and see where we need to build those before I start constructing stuff. Basically need them all over the place. I think we only need one right there, though. Yeah, we need a lot of these, essentially. I think we actually need to go up to, like, I don't know, 25 there or something. Alright, so that looks pretty good. So yeah, we'll continue working on all that. And, again, we could spread them out, but I'm not going to bother with it. We'll just have to, go in the negative for a little while. That's okay. We're building up the gold reserves right now, actually. And I'm going to try and get us in the situation where we are no longer taking any unrealized tax loss. yeah, we'll try and get all these locations. It's going to take a long time in some of these. I think the worst one's probably here, actually, in Chubu. Yeah, that's probably the worst location currently. We actually don't need as many over here, so we could tick this down some. And discord within the intelligentsia. Let's go with the, yeah, hurting them, and also getting the higher enactment success chance. Let's do that. All right, so that gets us up to 35.6% there. Industrialists are finally more powerful than the Shogun again, but they are still above 20%. Not that going below 20% seemed to have any effect on their powerful rating, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why it didn't. I guess it's a good thing it didn't, though. Looking at our authority, it's an absolutely garbage position, which is resulting in a ton of interest group approval opposition. So we have got to... Clearly, are going to have to do something about that. We lost a bunch because of the laws we have changed. Also, our current shogun is not very popular either, and so that's resulting in a pretty big hit. So I feel like we have to keep the suppressing and bolstering where it's at, so we're probably going to have to stop encouraging industries. Yeah, so we're going to have to get rid of all of those decrees. Yeah, we'll just get rid of all of them, guys. So stop both of those ones, this one, and this one. And that, even that only just barely got us into the positive there. But it should help with these approval ratings, because yeah, those are 3 point something hit to us. So pretty considerable. And we're able to pass laws a little bit faster now as well. So that's helpful. But yeah, just currently working on getting these government administration buildings. And let's take a look at our economy. You know, all these people trading for us, probably making some adjustments here. Everybody wants our dye, so we need to deal with that and get more dye production set up. And let's go with, I think we're just gonna keep building here. We're gonna build a bunch of these. Iron is also a problem, so we'll go and get more iron mines. Let's do, like, I don't know, a bunch of them. The fabric is needed as well. More cotton plantations. And yeah, everybody can keep trading with us, guys. And we will make all that money from it. Because we're not importing much. Haven't really needed to. And got a couple diplomatic plays that have just started here. I don't think we care about any of these, though. Yeah, we're just not really involved over here in Indonesia at all at the moment. So don't really need to care about what's going on there. We did get an event about health taxes. Do want to take a look at this real quick before we continue setting up our construction here. I know I said that I was going to start working on a military, but when we opened up our economy, opened up our market to the rest of the world, it resulted in some huge price changes that we have to make adjustments to. So here's an event about health taxes. With the calls for some form of healthcare system, many are questioning where the money for setting up the new healthcare system would come from. Some are suggesting simply taking it out of our tax funds, while others insist the government should find another way to cover the costs. So we can say take it from the tax funds. That would cost us a ton of tax income, irritate the industrialists, but increase the enactment success chance by a considerable amount. Government should cover the cost, and that would cost even more, but would increase the enactment success chance by a lot. Or just do this, we can get by without it, and that's what we'll do. Get that percentage. We only needed a small boost anyway to get this done. I think we're in a pretty good position now at this point. But yeah, as for the military, guys, let's get this economy situated first. Get it sorted out. Because remember, that's going to require big adjustments as well. Very large adjustments. So did we ever do, I don't think we did, the sulfur mines? Yeah, we did not. So let's go and work on the sulfur mines. And yeah, we'll go up even higher here. Got the home affairs investment done. Excellent. Industrial barriers. Let's just go with, yeah, we'll just take the hit to the bourgeoisie's approval rating there. And then next would probably be those tea prices. Got the law investment. Excellent. I don't know if we have anything else going, but if we don't, we'll want to do another institution. Now we can get the education ticked up higher, so that's helpful. T, that's what we're trying to do here, guys, T. And we're just going to build here in the current capital. We're going to build up a lot. So everybody wants our T. Silk, that's another thing I see a lot of people trading for. I'm sure I could see them wanting that from us. And so let's go, where are we currently at? Here, is that where we've been building it? Yeah, we can go ahead and keep on building there. They still do have a very high amount of peasants sitting there. Now, fish is one thing that's running out of capacity in some of our key locations. Also, I'm noticing that we are having some issues with the rails. So I'm going to need to do something about that. Let's just build up here with the fishing wharfs. Alright, so that's pretty good for now, guys. Yeah, I think we're in a good spot. We could do like 1 or 2 welling stations or something, I suppose. Let's go with, let's see, I guess here. Yeah, let's get 2 of those. Just get the price of oils down a little bit. And let's just go with that, well, in this case, we probably want to go with the lower chance and kind of help out the industrialists. Yeah, I think that'd be helpful. Just trying to get that shogun weakened further. And it seems like it was the samurai that took the biggest hit out of these guys. They got more powerful, and that caused us some problems there. Alright, so tons of stuff constructing in the moment, guys. They should be quite busy for some time. Also, we've got a ton of bureaucracy, so let's go and make use of that and get that education level ticked up, get the last on the law enforcement, and then I suppose we'll do the home affairs as well. Just get all 3 of those going, since we do have so much bureaucracy at the moment. Getting us a nice 3.1% state construction efficiency bonus there. But yeah, once we get the economy handled and that GDP even higher, which really this is kind of a peaceful playthrough where we're just really focusing heavily on building a very successful economy. I mean, like, look at how well we're doing at 5th place here. Now, Britain has stepped theirs up. Now, we're still pretty far behind the top 4. The United States is pretty far behind us, though. You see they took a dip in their GDP there. Pretty heavy dip there. Must have made some major changes. Interesting. Okay. I'm wondering how our market, you know, coming on to the world stage has impacted everybody else's prices. Because, yeah, they can now trade for us, with us for cheaper goods, and how many people decided to start trading with us instead of other countries. So I'm very interested in how that impacted other countries, with us coming online with one of the largest economies in the world, and it was completely closed to everybody else. What kind of impact would that have? I imagine a massive impact on the world stage. Shogun's back below 20%, but still considered powerful. So here we are, 1879, and still haven't gotten this timer started. It's such a shame. Yeah, it's a real bummer. Yeah, once we get all this constructed, we'll start focusing on the military, guys. We'll build it up, get ourselves, you know, we still got to get those techs, which this is, I think, the last one I said we were going to do here. I mean, there's more stuff you could do, like the steel frame buildings. Could do this so we could actually start researching. You know what, maybe we should do that. Or, excuse me, I said so we can actually start researching. I meant so that we can actually start colonizing Papua. Yeah, I think we will go ahead and do that next. So it won't be the last one we do before we start working on the military stuff. But, you know, we're also getting through, you know, some of these military techs just for natural spread as well. So that's helpful. We don't have to go and research it. And then as far as production techs, I mean, there's always useful stuff here. Yeah, I think we're just going to ignore them for now and just go with the military stuff, guys. Yeah, I think that's in our best interest. So yeah, we'll get this one. Once we're done with this, which we almost have done, we haven't done in 2 weeks here, and then we'll go ahead and get that one last tech so that we can start colonizing Papua. And then after that, and we just keep on having these movements, but then after that, we'll start working on the military techs. And we'll just lose their approval. They love us right now, so it shouldn't be an issue. All right, we got that authority. That's helpful since we've been having problems with the authority. And let's go and get this last tech here. And we now have private health insurance. All right, excellent. So that will have an institution cost as well. So we could do another one, but frankly, we are going to need to get some government administration buildings constructed. Quite a few, actually. Also, it seems I never did the rails. So let's go and tick that up to the top. This one as well. Maybe do a second one after that. Yeah. And then just see if there's anywhere that's getting close. They've got quite a bit of infrastructure there. I bet I looked at that back when they had all that devastation and they didn't actually need me to build anything there. All right, so that's good for the infrastructure. So let's go ahead and do more government administration buildings. So we do have to take a look at where we need these. Now I know that we can get a law. We'll have to take a look at that. Let's see if there's anything we want to do. So we still need a bit over here. We're good there, but yeah, it's going to be a problem here soon. We finally got the taxation in a good spot there, but still going to be a problem. And clearly this is a major issue here. And this here, obviously, we don't need to make use of since we have plenty of laborers. We're good here as well, but another place where it's going to be a problem. Same thing here. Okay, so most of these we don't need a lot, but that one we do, and this one we do. Okay. So let's go ahead and get these government administration buildings going. So we're going to do 2 here. Got law enforcement up, home affairs up as well, and the education. And we're going to go in the negative soon, so we should probably tick up a lot of these. We'll tick up these ones since this seems to be the worst problem here. So we'll get those ones constructed now. And I think we need 1 there. Something like that. And we'll take a look at it again once we get all that constructed. We might even had some in here. Government administration buildings, because we have... Well, I thought we had so much stuff, but apparently it's only the 2 pages. I guess it's not that bad. Yeah, not too bad at all. Our GDP is now at 95.1 million. So we're definitely continuing to improve that quite rapidly. But yeah, still well behind the 4 leading powers. The United States is attempting to catch up. They've really been pumping into their economy. Now, you'll notice that, of course, our rank is pretty low because we're still unrecognized. That's still an issue here, guys. And we're not going to be able to improve that until we do something about the military. So that's the reason why we really got to work on that. Is so that we can fight one of the Western powers or fight Russia or something. Fight somebody who we can get recognized. And I don't know if we'll actually do a war conquest against them or if we'll just do a war to get recognized. I imagine we'll have conflicts over here about Papua. So I was thinking, yeah, with the British over there now, that's where the issue would be. So maybe fight the British over Papua. Obviously not the country you want to fight when you're coming out of the world stage, but it's probably the most likely one we'd fight. The most likely one we'd have issues with. And yeah, if we wanted to get control of the entire colony here, then that would be one thing we could do in addition to asking to be recognized, or demanding, I should say, demanding to be recognized. And we do have that bureaucratic shortfall. But again, as we get these government administrations buildings done, I don't think it's going to be a problem. Yeah, we're already down to 14 here. And this is all those silk plantations currently being worked on, as well as the fishing wharfs. And we are in 1880 as well. Oh yes, laws. I did forget that we need to take a look at our law situation. See if there's anything that we want to pass. Perhaps not. I guess you could go with the poor laws. Yeah, we could do that. Though going with the poor laws would also cause some issues for our bureaucracy, so probably don't want to do that just yet. Yeah, I could go with the no migration controls, but that would irritate some of our interest groups. So I think we're probably done with laws for right now. Yeah, I think we're done with laws. Now, do we want to spend the authority though? Because I don't know if that's going to be ticking down further. Are we getting any from our current leader? We're actually losing it from the leader. So I suppose we could spend some of that. So we'll just keep going with the same decision here. Whoever complains is the one that we go against. So the Shogun's down to 18.3%. I want to say that's the lowest that he's been. Industrialists up to 26.2%. So that should help with our government legitimacy. We're now at 41. Still got to get that up higher. Yeah, not much we can do at the moment. Yeah, there's nothing that would better besides having the samurai in power. I mean, that's not better, but that's the... It gets us a 37, so it's around the same, slightly lower legitimacy though. So yeah, this is really the best option that we have available to us now that the Shogun is so weak at 18.1%. And the health system has been increased as well. Don't have enough bureaucracy to do anything else yet, but we're still working on these administration buildings. So after that, we should be able to tick it up a little bit further, I think. We got this one again. We'll just do the party will never end. We do have a crap ton of radicals right now. I mean, we've been radically changing our economy, so not a surprise here. Just changing our entire society. So 1.83 million. But yeah, all these laws changing, all this industrialization is going to have negative effects. And this is the first time that we've had a huge number of radicals since we started the game. Well, I guess there's one point we're at 1 point something million, but we ticked those down fairly quickly. The big problem here, though, more than anything, is our legitimacy. Our legitimacy is causing tons of issues. But this is just part of it, unfortunately. Just one of those things you got to deal with. I don't think the industrialists are going to be losing out on their influence anytime soon. They're doing pretty good now at 26%. It's just a Shogun, if we can get them to be marked as not powerful anymore. It's a little irritating that you get under 20% and it's not. I want to say it's maybe to stop it from bouncing back and forth. Like to become powerful, you have to be 20%. But then... I mean, it keeps saying 18% here, but it seems like it always says that. But maybe it doesn't, they don't lose the powerful until they're below 18%. That's what I'm thinking. So with that tech, we can now begin to colonize over here. So let's go ahead and start a colony up there. I suppose we could also start the colony here. And since this is the only place we really want to colonize here, so once we're done with that, we might want to get rid of that institution, if we even can. Sometimes it can be difficult to get rid of the constitution, the institution, excuse me. It can be difficult to get rid of constitutions too. So we got this tech here, and that means that we are going to be done here with the society techs, and we're going to move over to military tech. I said we'd finally move over here, guys, and we're finally ready. So we're going to want to just knock out all of these here. So let's go with probably the rifling first, so you make your arm industry better to, given we don't have an arm industries, but we will be building that. And then over to general staff next, but we should be able to knock these out fairly quick since these are level 2, and we research quickly. Now we can actually get more universities, which we're not building anything, and yet we're still in the negative. Surprising. Even though we're not actually building anything. I'm not entirely sure why we're so deep in the negative there. But yeah, anything we build that isn't a government thing will be fine, since the investment pool is 43.5 million. That is insane. When you consider like where we are at as the Americans, it's just so much higher. So we need, I think, like probably 4 levels. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that should be good. We'll take a look at it when we're done, see if we need to get it any higher. You know what? Let's build one more. We'll build it over here. Yeah, we'll get one more level there. And once all this is done, we're just going to start working on... obviously, we still need to do the military. But we haven't looked at our economy for a while, and you can see we do have some issues, guys. So we need to get the engine situation dealt with. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and get the motor industries built up. And that's right, we're building over here. So we'll get... I don't know. Like 7 or something like that, because people are trading for it, so as it gets cheaper they're likely to trade further with us. Tobacco and paper and fish. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we need, guys. I mean, none of it's really bad though. Like there's nothing that's a huge issue. And then the paper should be next, since it's a government good. So definitely want to build up there. The fish, the fishing wharfs, we'll go ahead and do, let's get it all the way up to level 16 there, just to complete their area. And tools are not as big of an issue, but they will become one, so I guess we'll go ahead and get a few more tooling workshops. Alright, so that should keep them busy for a little while, and then we'll take a look at the economy again, see if there's any major issues once they're done with this. And then if not, we'll go ahead and start working on the military and the military industry and all that kind of good stuff. So we'll do the army first, and then we'll do the fleet. Or I guess the fleet takes longer to build, so maybe we want to do that first. I mean, either way, we're going to start working on the military. I'm just hoping we can get the Shogun's power down here. I'm thinking there's got to be something with the government buildings that is currently resulting in them getting a lot of support. And the clergy don't really support them. Academics, of course, support the intelligentsia as you'd expect. I'm not entirely sure, guys. Maybe there's nothing in the government buildings. It just seems like every time I'm at the government administration buildings. It seems like every time I start building on the government a lot, the Shogun gets a lot of power. Yeah, nobody supports them, as I'd expect. I'm not sure how they're getting all that support. We got that mining accident event. So yeah, we'll just increase the support of the industrialists. Get more radicals. We're at 2.11 million. So radicalism is becoming an issue. We can go ahead and go with the home affairs. This will help with the suppression. We also can increase the health system. But I think we're going to wait to do that any further. Let's just get the home affairs for now, because I really want to get that suppression bonus. We did get the rifles for the arm industries. All right, excellent. Let's go ahead and go after the general staff next. And yeah, once we're opened up on our economy where we're not, producing all this stuff, then we'll start working on the stuff for the military. And we're still in the negative here, unfortunately. Remember, we are on those low taxes, and I almost want to make use of this to pass another consumption tax. I think we will. Let's go with a consumption tax on liquor. Get us back into the positive there. And we can always do another consumption tax. I'm a little worried about going too much in that because we already have a problem with the radicals. Might have something to do with our literacy rate going up there. Yeah, I'm not sure. But the literacy rate is not what's causing the problem with the industrialists. With the Shogun. He's almost below 18%. So we're almost there, guys. So I'm hoping... Oh, they're not powerful anymore. All right, excellent. So you can see the timer has started. It's a bummer I don't know when it started, because yeah, it clearly has already been happening here. Yeah, so it's just notification down here, and I don't even bother reading these because there's so much garbage down there. We can go ahead and say, declare our neutrality here. We are colonizing over here, though. Though it's really, really slow because we haven't invested in that institution at all, guys. Which we are competing with the British, technically. But they're probably colonizing more areas. So therefore, we'd go faster than they are. So I'm not too worried about it. We're just doing these two locations. They're probably colonizing in Africa too, is what I would assume. Then also they have the one here in Australia they're still working on. They haven't finished New Zealand yet either. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be a problem that we're going so slow. I'm not willing to invest in any further. Get some extra prestige, which of course, prestige is not that helpful as long as we're unrecognized. We'll always be kind of lower here on the ranking. Once we get recognized, we're going to fly up to the top. I might be surprised if we are in the top 3 once we get recognized, particularly once we built up the military as well, because we're not even getting that many points from the military because our military is not worth much because we haven't even done anything about that yet. We need to build up an arms industry first, which we're just about ready to do, guys. I'd like to close out this episode with building up that arms industry. So we'll have to build that all across. I'm not entirely sure we're going to build that yet, actually. Probably in one of these 2 states, or maybe both of them, since these are still where our population primarily is. You still got a lot of pops here, 1.11 million as well. There's quite a few there. And we have a bureaucratic shortfall about to happen, so let's get another government administration building. Let me just take a look. where we're still hurting. Yeah, here we still have a little bit of tax waste, but not much, guys. Unrealized taxes is pretty low at this point. So, I mean, yeah, you can still build here and here. And let's do this as I'm doing it, because I always forget how many I need. So let's just build in those 2 locations. Again, I just wish they'd fix the tooltip so when you're hovering over it, it would show you what your taxation capacity is, since that's what you care about here. But yeah, you can't actually do that, so which is a bummer. That's still really bad here. Okay, so you're gonna have to build a bunch over there. We're pretty good over here though. All right, so yeah, it's just here where it's really bad at this moment because it's such a high population here. So we need a ton more. I don't know how many more. We'll do 5 more for now. So yeah, that'll take some time to get that constructed. We're still working on universities, right? Nope, we just finished that last one. Okay, so we can see where we're at here. Okay, so we're at the cap. That's what's important. All right, so we've gotten that up to the cap. No more universities required. And just building these government administration buildings. Let me see how the economy's looking now. Wood has actually gotten kind of expensive here. Is hardwood real low in price? It's not too bad. We got the home affairs. We'll have to wait until those government administration buildings get done before we do anything else with the institutions. I mean, I suppose it takes time to do the institutions, so could do that now. Arming the natives. So we've seen this event once before. And we don't want to tick down our colonial growth generation any further, so we're going to do this one. If they want to fight, they'll get one. So same thing we did last time. So yeah, I need more wood, clearly. So we're going to get more logging camps. And we have hit the cap in many of our locations here. So let me just see where we have a good amount of population and a good cap. Let's do all the way up here. Yeah, we'll do that. And maybe a bit of few on this island here in Shikoku. Alright, so that looks pretty good. That should bring the price of wood way down. Fabric is still kind of high. Again, just lots of people trading for that, I think. And we'll just keep doing that. Actually, you know what? We'll do a few here. And then the tooling industry also needs to be improved. But other than that, I think we're good. I mean, there's always more you can do, of course. But yeah, I think we're fine. Now, we are going into debt. We're in credit now, unfortunately. Could always step down our production some if necessary. Or we can just do another tax, which would hit our pops again. A tax on porcelain. Why not? We'll do that. Let's try and get a bit more money here. Oh, and now that we're actually building government buildings, we're way in the negative. We got that skirmish infantry. Excellent. Let's go after the shell guns. So yeah, I want to get all these level 2 techs knocked out here. And that's right. We wanted to work on an institution. So let's go with the last home affairs one. Another bonus on that suppression. Just get the shogunate even weaker. At 17.8% now. But yeah, what's important here is that we are making progress on that. So probably like 1892 or something, somewhere around then, is when I expect to get that done. So kind of slow. Yeah, it's a little bit slower than I wanted it to be, unfortunately. Yeah, we'll go with the use of force is warranted again. We don't want to tick down our institution size. So yeah, I think we should. I mean, I know that the economy is always changing. We're never going to get it perfect, though. So yeah, I think once we're done with this, we'll go ahead and start working on the government. Or excuse me, the military. I don't know if we'll be able to do that in this episode, though. I suppose we could start working on it, though. We could at least put it up there, even if it's not, you know, we're not actually building it yet. So yeah, let's go ahead and do this. So we're going to need to get the arms industries, which we're going to put those here in Kanto, I suppose. And then the munitions over here, just kind of spread them out in our 2 main places. Although we should also build something right there, shouldn't we? Yeah, it makes sense since they have such a high population over here. Yeah, that would make sense. So maybe you don't want to build... Yeah, you know what? Let's not do it here. Because they actually have less peasants than both of these locations. So what we'll do is let's do the munition plants here. And then the arms industry over here. So we'll do here first, the arms industries. I know that we won't need the munition plants right away, but we eventually will. So let's just get them. And I just want to get a bunch of these. We'll do like 5 for right now. And then you'll need less munition plants, like 3. Hopefully that's not overkill. And that's it for now. Of course, we'll need to do the, the ships as well. And we could just step that up over here in our shipyards. That's just easy to do. So what you could do, I suppose, is get them up to a higher level. Yeah, we'll do that. And then we'll start building up a fleet and change our armies up. As far as size, we'll still want to get the army a bit larger, but just changing up the production methods is going to be the key there. So we want to get this before we go to war. But yeah, these are the level 3 techs now. Not going to get that right now. Yeah, these are the level 3 techs, so we actually have caught up already. But I suppose we want to be more advanced. So yeah, might as well go and start working on these guys. So we're going to do let's do the repeaters first. That's going to be 22 months. Yeah, we already caught up with the level 3 techs. Did not take us long. That tech spread works out that way. So you can like not invest in military techs the entire game and then catch up fairly easily. So we're now working on the arms industries. As soon as we get those done, we'll change up the military buildings. Change them all up. Change up all their production methods. Now, one thing to consider is that we're not building the munition plants yet. So let's go like that. Yeah, I think that'll work out nicely. And I was hoping to get this done in this episode, but yeah, unfortunately, I got about a minute or so left. I'll go as far as we can do. Do like a minute or 2 here. And see if we can't get these constructed so we can actually change up the production methods. Probably not, though. I don't think we'll get it done in time. And yeah, we'll just lose the approval there. And also, we should probably look at our economy and see what else we can do so that once we finish up with those tooling workshops, we have something constructing. So, clothes, probably. Steel is a problem as well. So yeah, let's actually go ahead, and these are going to have a bunch of effects on the economy. Like, do you want to go ahead and build up your lead industry and all that kind of stuff? I mean, if we didn't have anything else here to do, then I would. But yeah, we actually have some stuff we can work on here. So like, let's get the steel, for instance, with the steel mills. And looks like we also need to get more railroads. Okay, so yeah, we'll get the steel mills for now and the textile mills. So yeah, we'll build some more of those up. And what else do we want to do? Probably more logging camps. And I guess we'll build a little bit here. Alright, so it could be a problem with the peasant population eventually. Because we got other places we can build wood, but no peasant population there to actually make use of. Home Affairs is now all the way up to level 5. Alright, excellent. So that's good news. And also, we probably got... I was thinking maybe we got one of those constructed, but perhaps not. So that will be done here, and then we'll change up all the production methods. Because right now, it's not worth a damn thing, as you guys can see, so they're going to struggle. Just trying to get that last one done here. Is that a week? That was way longer than a week. Yeah, none of these are not accurate. So yeah, we got those constructed. So let's go and change up the production methods to all of our military buildings. So ammunition, small arms. I don't think we actually got the ammunition done just yet, but we will have them done soon, so it's fine. Let's just go and change all these up, guys, now. And we'll just have to pay for high, expensive goods for a little while. So now we need to take a look at those military sectors, see what we got building. So the explosive shells, we should go ahead and change over to that now. Although I'm hesitant to do so because we don't actually know what the costs are going to look like here. We do want to change over to rifles though. And then we're going to also need to get some artillery. We'll just go to cannons for right now. And let's also make sure we change these up if we can as well. Alright, so let's see where the costs are. Alright, so ammunition is a problem, as is the small arms. Okay, so we do want to change over to the explosive shells then. What about the artillery? It's all pretty bad, honestly. Now, part of this is because we haven't actually started producing any, because there wasn't a demand for it. So as we get this done here, we'll see how this affects things. And Hawaii wishes to enter into a trade agreement with us. No, I want Hawaii in my... No. Let me just take a look here. We haven't looked at them in a while. Let's just see if we've got anything open. We do. We can invite them to customs union. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll invite them into the customs union, which they accepted. It'll have some effects on our economy, but probably not significant effects. And rifling has been completed. All right, excellent. So that'll give us the modernizing the arsenal events, and this is going to be the last thing we're going to be able to do here. And I think we're going to do the arms industry building throughput. Getting the progress would be nice, but we research pretty fast now. So let's go ahead and go with that. I think we're at the point that we're not playing catch up anymore, guys. So I'm not sure if we're going to need to build any further beyond what we have here. It's hard to say until we get production fully ramped up there. But yeah, you can see that we no longer have a shortage for either the ammunition or the small arms. It's just the artillery at the moment. So let's go ahead and switch over to the smoothbores then. Alright, so yeah, we're looking pretty good, guys, and we still have stuff building up here. So we have the arms industry for our army. So next, we're going to want to start working on the fleet. We do need to change over to that. I didn't realize we had gotten that. My bad, guys. We should have done that. Go to the philosophy department there. Yeah, that'd make a lot of sense. And that'll get us that event as well. I don't know how much of effect that'll have since we were already at the cap, I think. But it will have more bleed over now. Yeah, a lot more bleed over. 11.04 unspent innovation. All right, economy's looking pretty good, despite the fact that we are in debt. This is really not bad considering the fact we're on the very low taxes, which is kind of necessary to try and keep this legitimacy up. And it's still sitting at the unacceptable government, which is the reason why we have so many radicals. And so it is kind of a major issue, unfortunately. It's just kind of the nature of our situation. Basically, we need to put the landowners back in power eventually, but we can't do that until after we've completed this. And the reason why we need them in power is because of our current government form. It's all about having the interest group that your ruler is a member of in your government. And so that's the reason why it's so bad. God, he is really disliked. Frankly, we just need a new ruler. He's only 39, but man, he is hated because he's cruel. He has a psychological affliction. He's also a bandit, of course, because they're always bandits. Yeah, that's this ruler's really hitting us hard, unfortunately. But yeah, as long as the ruler's in that interest group, you kind of need to have them in government, and so that's really what the problem is. But yeah, we can't put them back in government until after we get this done. But we'll see if the next ruler, I assume his heir is still going to be, oh, maybe not. His heir is actually a Buddhist monk. Okay, so yeah, that would be a different situation. And then we could put them in government. That'd be interesting. So we'll see if he actually ends up ruling for us or not. Our current ruler's pretty young, unfortunately. Maybe we can have him lead some troops in our first war. Maybe he'll die or something. Although I don't really see generals die very often in this game from warfare. But yeah, you can see the industrialists are now at 29.3%. Shogunate is at 15%. Samurai is at 15%. And just very different from the way our government was looking before with the interest groups. As far as laws go, I don't think there's really a whole lot that we need to change right now. And I think we're in a pretty good situation. Institutions, I suppose we could invest in the health system. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. But we've already gotten up to our highest levels on the rest of the stuff outside of colonial affairs. And our GDP is currently at 105.1 million here. So therefore, we're still in 5th place and very much behind the British still. Yeah, all the leaders are climbing up quite rapidly. But the United States has not done anything since we last saw them climbing up. Instead, it's Prussia coming up behind us. Still 15 million, so we still are very much leading them, but they have rapidly increased their GDP. France is also coming up, as is Russia. Italians and Spanish are still way down here. I do hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell. I do hope to see you guys on the next episode, and thanks for watching.